after watching the best rated R comedy movie of the decade. This was my reaction after I saw the movie and after I saw the best scene of the entire movie, which was the climax, that I got my revenge after Max's dad become a Cole Howard's dickhead. Hey guys, it's my Putz Fanboy here back again, and welcome back to another review. Now, I know guys, I haven't done a review in such a while now because I was so busy at work, and just recently, you guys, I was so busy in real life, which I was busy at work, and I was actually gone on a 2-week hiatus away from social media because I was actually on vacation on vacation, you guys. I was in San Francisco for nearly two weeks, you guys. Now, you guys, to be honest with you guys, Paw Patrol All Paws on Deck was supposed to be my 199th review, but personally, guys, after watching this movie, I decided to put this movie as my next review. So anyway, you guys, let's get to the plot. So basically what the plot is, it tells the story of a dog named Reggie, played by the legendary actor Will Ferrell, who actually was with a dickhead owner named Doug, which he actually had a backstory of how Reggie met Doug for the very first time. That Doug actually did not like him to begin with, and him and his girlfriend actually loved the dog. So unfortunately, Doug's girlfriend adopted Reggie, and then after that, and ever since Doug actually became a heartless dickhead to Reggie. Unfortunately, Reggie's blah, blah, Doug's girlfriend actually broke up with him, and I remember that there was a funny part in the movie saying that you're a dickhead, and my reaction, I was kind of laughing in the theater, and then basically so many attempts later Reggie Doug wants to dump Reggie, so he actually played a game which in Reggie's mind he thought that Doug actually made a new game which was actually called Fetch Fuck, which Doug actually throws the balls really far away and drives home without me. And when Reggie brings the ball back, Doug says fuck. And then what Reggie did not realize, he actually Doug actually hates Reggie so much. So what happened is that Doug actually drive Reggie to to the big city, not New York, which I don't remember what the name of the city was. And then on top of that, you guys, Reggie realized that he was lost, and then he met this dog named Bug, played by the legendary actor Jeremy Fox, and then they hang out together, and then later on the next following day, Bug actually introduced to his friends Maggie and Hunter, and then basically later on Reggie realized that Doug didn't love him, and he gets all pissed off, and he says that for payback he wants to go back to his house to bite Doug's dick off. So it's up to Reggie, Bug, Hunter, and Maggie to team up to go on an epic adventure back to Doug's house to get revenge, bite his dick off, and to show what friendship is all about. And that's basically what the plot is. Now, when it comes to the trailer, you guys, now when they announced that they were going to make a talking dog rated R movie, I was like, oh my god, really? A talking dog R rated movie? We'll see how this goes. And then I remember when they released the trailer back in February, just around like a week before Cocaine Bear came out, which I did remember seeing that movie in the theaters back in February. The trailer was actually so freaking hilarious that I was laughing my butt off from the beginning to the end of the trailer. And during that time, you guys, now originally, guys, Scream 6 was originally supposed to be my most highly anticipated rated R movie of this year, but actually, you guys, after watching the trailer, you guys, this was actually my highly anticipated R-rated movie of this year. And unfortunately, you guys, now originally, guys, I was originally supposed to go see this movie in June, you guys, but unfortunately, you guys, due to the writer and the actor strikes, and due to Jeremy Fox being hospitalized from some kind of injury or something, which I heard that he's actually recovering and going back and finally going back to his job of acting, which I'm actually really proud for him. I'm actually really glad. And not only that, guys, I was originally supposed to go see this movie by myself, you guys, but ever since around like a couple weeks after I got my promotion, while I was on break, my boss actually came up to me and told me while I was watching that, I told him that it was a trailer for Strays. And then I showed my boss the trailer, and he was dying of laughing after I saw the trailer for him. And then he actually told me that his wife, Cookie, is a big, huge fan of Will Ferrell. And I told him that I actually really love Will Ferrell, that I actually really love his movies, which I think the best Will Ferrell movies I actually ever seen was this movie, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, and of course the Christmas movie Elf, which I cannot believe that movie's going to turn 20 years old this year. Which, believe it or not, guys, if my local movie theater does play a re-release showing of Elf to celebrate the movie's 20th anniversary, I'll be more than happy to go see that movie in the theaters, because I actually love Elf and I actually never seen him on the big screen. So I'll be more than happy to see a classic movie on the big screen. So after watching this movie, after the long months of the wait, I had to say this. Well done, Universal. Well done. I had to say this. This is by now the best rated R movie I have ever seen of the 2020 decade. Yep, I said it. This is by now the best rated R movie I have ever seen of the 2020 decade. And yes, even though this movie is a talking dog movie, this movie is filthy rated R rated. Yep, that's right. This movie is actually the very first talking dog rated R movie. So anyway, guys, now let's get started with the story. The story of this movie was actually really awesome. I actually really loved the story, and really loved the story about they actually became friends and hang out together while they're on their mission. It was actually really kind of good. And let's get into the voice the voice acting. The voice acting of this movie was freaking amazing. I freaking love the voice acting. I can tell right off the bat that the actors are having a fun time playing these characters. And not only that, guys, I also saw some posts on Instagram at the world premiere of Strays that this movie was actually filmed with real life dogs. Yep, that's right. This movie was actually filmed with real life dogs. And after watching this movie, I really want to meet the dogs actors, and I really want to meet Reggie, because personally, guys, throughout the entire movie, I think Reggie and Bug are actually my favorite characters of the entire film. So anyway, let's get start with the characters. We have Reggie, voiced by Will Ferrell, which I have to say is Will Ferrell's character. The way how Will Ferrell actually voiced Reggie, he did an amazing job voicing this character. And now let's get into Bud, played by Jeremy Fox. I have to say this, Jeremy Fox is a really awesome actor, and I actually remember Jeremy Fox voicing that yellow bird from the movie Rio, which personally, guys, my thoughts on Rio is an amazing classic masterpiece. That movie was a big, huge part of my childhood, and I remember seeing that movie in 3D back in 2011 when I was 11 years old during the summer. Good times, man. Good times. But as for Rio 2, we don't want to talk about that film. I actually hate Rio 2, which personally, guys, a lot of people said that Icy's Collision Course is the worst Blue Sky movie. But personally, guys, I think Rio 2 and Icy's Collision Course are both tied as the worst Blue Sky studio movies that I ever seen in my life. Now, if you guys are wondering if I actually saw that girl vampire movie, which I forgot the name of the movie is, it starts with N or something. You know that movie that was supposed to be the final Blue Sky studio movie, but unfortunately, they basically had to scrap the movie when the movie was halfway through production. But the good thing is Netflix actually did pick up the movie, and they actually did save the movie. And a lot of people said that this movie was actually the epic conclusion to the Blue Sky Studio movies. Now, I haven't even seen the movie yet, but if the movie does get a DVD release, just like how Mitchell versus the Machines got a DVD release, and Viva, which this is going to shout to all of you guys. I know it's been 2 years, but I have never seen the movie Vivo. Yep, that's right. I haven't not seen Vivo yet. I know it's been 2 years since that movie came out, but I never seen Vivo yet. But don't worry, guys. I will watch the movie eventually. Now, but if you guys are watching this review, do not spoil the Vivo movie for me because I haven't seen the movie yet. So, but don't worry, I'll watch this soon. But anyways, so Jeremy Fox, what can I say? He's a fantastic actor, guys. And now I don't want. Now, there's actually one scene in the movie that Bud did had a backstory, which I don't want to get into major which I don't want to get into which I don't want to get into spoilers, but but the thing that I can describe about Bugs' backstory is actually very similar to the backstory of Ace from DC Week Super Pets, which is very similar. Which Bugs' backstory is actually very similar to Ace's backstory in DC Super Pets. That's what I can basically describe it. So anyway, we also have Hunter, which is the cone dog, which I have to say is Hunter is actually a really likable character. He's actually a really great character overall. And also we have Maggie, and also we have Maggie the female stray dog, which I just say is Maggie is a really lovable character. I actually really like her. So anyway, guys, now let's get into some of the funny scenes that I really love in this movie. And oh my god, this movie has a lot of dirty funny scenes in it. I also love the scene in the movie where Bug told Reggie why he has that bandana, and he said that Doug gave it to him, and he said, "What? I thought dogs were cars." And then Reggie said, "What are you talking about? He gave me this badge." And on top of that, he actually used this badge for penis sneezes, which personally, guys, that was so freaking hilarious that this is a joke. Most of the audience in my theater laughed their butts off at the joke. That's right. A lot of people love their butts off at the joke. And there was also another dirty joke in the movie where Jimmy Fox said, number one, if you found something, pee on it, so that way it'll become yours. And it was actually one scene in the movie that after the escape the fair scene, Jeremy one of the guys saying, "Hey, I got an idea. What's on pee? Since number one have become restrained, if you found something, pee on it. I have a question. Since we actually love each other, let's pee on each other." And yeah, they actually did pee on each other. There was one part. There was actually one guy on Twitter that was like, "Ew, what the fuck?" Which I kind of laughed my butt off at that. And everyone was laughing their butts off at that joke. It was so gross but funny at the same time. So anyway, and another part that I liked in the movie is that Nick Kids 2001, if you're watching this, I remember that you basically texted me on Instagram saying that there was actually a narrator dog in this movie, which, believe it or not, guys, the narrator dog of the movie, no, guys, there's actually no narrator dog of the entire movie, but the narrator dog only appeared like in 2 scenes in the entire movie, and the narrator dog is voiced by none other than the legendary actor Josh Gad. Yep, that's right. Olaf is in this movie. And not only that, guys, what a big coincidence. When I actually heard Josh Gad's narration voice, it actually did take me back because he also voiced another narrator dog in the movie A Dog's Purpose and A Dog's Journey. And yes, guys, I actually do have both movies on DVD. Which, here's the thing, guys, I have seen A Dog's Purpose in the theaters, but I did not see A Dog's Journey in the theater, sadly. Reason why, because because I remember when I went to the movie theaters for the very first time on my own, I looked at the movie. I said, okay, which movie do I want to go see for my first movie by myself? Do I want to go see A Dog's Journey, or do I want to go see Detective Pikachu? And I was like, you know what? Since I was actually excited for Detective Pikachu for a while now, I'm actually gonna go see that movie. And no, guys, and if you guys are new to my channel, no, guys, I did not record my vlog of me seeing Detective Pikachu because I honestly did not had my phone on me during that time. So, but other than that, that day of me going to the movie theaters for the very first time by myself, that memory will always have a special place in my heart. And believe it or not, I cannot believe that it's been like 4 years since I went to the movies by myself, which I cannot believe I think I saw like 40 movies already by myself. Like, holy crap, I haven't seen a lot of movies by myself lately. So yeah, so anyways, now let's get into the other scenes of the movie. I also love the scene in the movie when Bug and his family and his friends were tired, and then Bug said, "We're completely lost, and my puppy has a little hurt right now. So how can this get worse? Huh? How can it work?" And then an eagle swoops down and grabs Bug, and then Bug, and then Reggie say, "Hold on, buddy," and then he grabs the eagle's foot, and then he yelled out the F word, which is said on the subtitles. And then there was actually one scene when Bug said, "Wow, your ball looks so huge from this angle." Which personally, guys, when he actually said that, me and my boss actually laughed our butts off at the joke. And yes, guys, my boss and his wife actually laughed their butts off at some of the jokes in this movie. So anyways, and then they actually found the waffle cone, and I love the part when they actually made a joke of the devil in the sky, and that's so when Maggie said, "Look at that fucking guy, darn it," and then they actually like drop some slut, drop some foul language at the mailman, which that was actually really kind of hilarious, which everyone was laughing their butts off at that. And then there was also another scene in this movie where they actually were actually getting really starving, and they actually eat those mushrooms, which by the way, that was actually in the trailer when they actually eat the mushrooms and they got all hallucinating, and then Maggie, who was actually a 2D animation dog, saying, "Crab, you," and goes like, "Shit, you look different too." And then Hunter said, "How so? Is it by human hands?" Which personally, guys, and everyone in the theater laughed their butts off at the joke, which I know what joke that they're actually making a joke out of, which was the dog with the hands joke. They actually are making the joke of the A24 studio movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, by the way, guys, I haven't seen that movie for quite some time now. The last time I watched that movie was back in February, around like at the time when that movie won the Oscars for best picture, best actor, best actress, best supporting actor, and best supporting actress. Which I'm actually very surprised that most of all the main characters of that movie won Oscars, which I'm actually really proud for all the actors. So yeah. So after that, they actually got so high that they basically like tear up the bunnies and all that, and then basically the dog, there was actually a police dog, was he actually told them that they were trying to find a Girl Scout, a Girl Scout, which they actually got tricked, and they actually got under arrest, and then they went to the dog jail, and then they were trying to like get the keys, which plan one was actually an epic fail. Which there was actually a really funny scene about plan A where Maggie, that Hunter was actually falling in love with Maggie, and then Maggie was like talking and his girl sex voice saying, and then Hunter actually like stick his body, part of his body out of the cage, and then what happened was that like his red penis was actually growing, and to try to miss the key. And personally, guys, it was actually a fail because you can't. There's no way that a penis is grow big like that. So plan B was that they actually completely crap inside the cage, and they actually made an escape to it. Sorry, guys, it was one of the employees. And best of all, guys, one of the employees told me how the movie was, and I gave him my opinion. So, anyways, guys, back to back to the review. So anyway, so basically what happened was he basically like crap inside the cage, and then after that. And then after that, the guy actually scooped up, and then they actually made a run for it, and all the stray dog and all the dogs were completely free. And then after that, after that, Hunter actually did found on the little girl, and then what happened was is that Bug and Reggie actually got into a fight about Doug, and and then Bug actually take off Reggie's bandana and actually peed on it. But however, Maggie had a good smell, and he actually tracked down Reggie. So what happened was Reggie went back to Doug's house, and then basically my reaction when Doug got the baseball bat and tried to. Sorry about that, you guys. It was my boss Zach. It was my boss Zach. Back on saying, guys. So basically, after that, Maggie actually got a good sense of smell, and he actually found Reggie at Doug's house, and Reggie was being apologized, but unfortunately, it was actually a trap that Doug actually grabbed the baseball bat, and my reaction, I was actually freaking out, and I said, "Don't kill Reggie." So basically, what happened was the Hunter actually broke down the door, and then Doug said, "Who are you guys?" And at the movie theater, I said, "We're the Stray Gang, motherfucker." So yeah, and basically, guys, they actually had a battle. The Hunter put down to the ground, and also Reggie bite Max's dad dick off. And honestly, guess what? My reaction, I was applauding. I was like, "Woo! Yes! Finally! Max's dad is gone!" And no, guys, I'm not saying this to be heartless or anything like that. It's just ever since when Max's dad told Max the devil was inside of him, I just want to get revenge on this asshole for so long. And no, guys, I don't hate the actor who played Doug and Max's dad, which he did appear in some good movies. Like he appeared in Quiet with a Chance of Meatballs, which I know Adam had despised that movie with a burning passion. Which my thoughts on the movie, I enjoyed the first movie, but the second movie, at the time, I thought that movie was decent, but other than that, that movie was generic trash. So yeah, and after that, they actually had a battle. They actually bit Doug's dick off, aka Max's dad. And if you wonder what happened at the end of the movie, Bug actually did found an owner, which was super sweet. Reggie decided to become a stray and to teach all the stray dogs what they're capable of. Maggie joined the police squad, and Hunter actually fell in love with Maggie and decided to stay with her. And after that, Reggie's family owner decided that Reggie can come and visit Bug every time they want, and they played together, and they actually cursed out at the policeman. And then after that, in the post-credit scene, the doctor told Doug that he had fecal matter inside of his system, which I kind of laughed out loud. And yes, guys, and in the movie, the part when we saw Doug's private area was bleeding pretty badly. One audience said yes, and I yelled out yes, and he was laughing. Which personally, that was a great reaction from that guy, which he know that he hates Doug with a burning passion. So yeah, in the post-credit scene, the doctor told Doug that he had fecal matter inside of his system, and they said, "Oh yeah, we couldn't even attach the penis." And then Doug yelled out, "Fuck!" And that's how the movie ended. And personally, guys, this movie is by out the best radar movie that I ever seen since Ted and STARZ Party. So other than that, you guys, Strays is by that one of the best R-rated movies I have ever seen this year, and by that one of the best R-rated movies of the decade. And before I give my final review, hey Zach, on the scale of 1 to 10, how you give this movie?
10.
You heard that. My thoughts, I give the movie 120 out of 10 with the seal of approval. And not only it gets the seal of approval, it gets the trophy for the best radar movie of the decade. So yeah, so of that, you guys, that concludes my review on Strays, you guys. Which honestly, guys, after waiting for the past 6 months for this movie, it was freaking worth it. I freaking love this movie, and not only that, guys. And before I end this video, guys, I want to say thank you guys for nearly 500 views on my Strays movie vlog. You guys are legendary, especially, and thank you guys so much for 700 views on my final battle reaction, on my honest reaction to the final battle scene, and thank you guys for 1,200 views of my reaction to the ending of the movie. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are like a family to me. So anyway, guys, that's my review on Strays, you guys. And my next review is my 200 review, and that is Bear in the Big Blue House, my childhood favorite show, which I just want you guys know it's going to take me a while to finish the entire series because I'm almost done with season 3, you guys. I think on Disney Plus, I think the show has like 5 seasons, I think, something like that. But don't worry, guys, I will review on the show once I finish the entire series, you guys, because I haven't seen the show in 7. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. I haven't watched this show like in 17 years. Seen this show like in 17 years. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna end here, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, like and share your friends. And until next time, goodbye.